they talk to us. How this dating thing? Because it's different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
But you tried to say what you tried to say.
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old out there that can love you old. You trying to hang out with these young and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it. These young gals will bite you. Okay?
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Buzbee, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Buzbee targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabbi, also known as Carlet on OnlyFans. Gabbi and Tony Buzbee want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
Y'all, God has been warning men against prostitutes since day one, but dudes still getting caught up. Listen, God ain't lying. He knows what he's saying. He knows these ladies will literally destroy your life. All it takes is the wrong woman. All it takes is the wrong connection. And a man's wealth can be taken away. His reputation can be destroyed at the drop of a dime. So when he's out here saying, don't sleep with these hoes, don't mess with prostitutes, don't get together with adulterous women, he's not trying to keep y'all from having fun. He's trying to save y'all. But folks don't want to listen. And here's the thing I found about being with the wrong kind of woman, or the wrong kind of woman for a particular man. They can bring out the worst of that man. They can bring out the worst. They can bring him to the edge. They can put him in scenarios or put emotional strain on him that will have him acting out of character. See, and that's the whole thing about this insane situation. Now we're at a he said, she said, and we don't really know the truth yet. But we do know is that there's never a situation in which a man should be sleeping around with a prostitute. And honestly, I don't think there's a situation in which a woman should be prostituting herself either. And the byproduct, or the possible byproduct of that toxic dynamic, is this whole situation we got going on right now.
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabbi.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah, I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did with the shit you did to me.
Okay, well,
This is obviously a mess. I mean, there's no way around it. It is a total mess, but there are some important lessons we can glean from this situation. By now, you are probably familiar with the rape accusations that have been levied against Shannon Sharpe, just days after talks of him landing a $100 million contract. The alleged victim, who since has been revealed as Gabriella Zuniga, is an OnlyFans model and says that Shannon Sharpe essayed her and did things to her without her consent. Since then, Shannon Sharpe has released explicit text messages between them both, revealing the sexual and consensual nature of their relationship. Since she is an OnlyFans model, he alleges that she does fantasy work and other kinds of sexual acts for money, and that this is all a shakedown. So now we are back in a classic battle of he said, she said. We do know that he tried to do a $10 million settlement, which is quite revealing and leaves a lot of room for a question, and may point to the fact that there is some guilt on his part, or some truth to her allegations. But also could be that she simply has something on him that is very embarrassing and that he'd rather hide, or that he simply wanted to pay her off quietly to not interfere with the $100 million contract he was about to sign. Either way, there's a lot of the story that is yet to be revealed. But whatever it may be, this is yet another example of a black man's reputation being destroyed and torn down all over a sexual encounter with a woman. And for the young 20-year-old woman who's involved, if she was actually sexually assaulted, that is horrible and that should not be allowed. And if what she alleges about Shannon Sharpe's character is indeed true, not only is that problematic, that's likely to cost his career. And honestly, it was only a matter of time that this kind of behavior would catch up to him. But then again, who knows? This could also be a shakedown. Nobody really knows. But also the reality is, less people have empathy for a woman who chooses to sell her body for money. It can come across as less convincing and genuine when a woman chooses to sell sex for a living and has issues associated with that. When a woman does sex work, or even if it's digital sex work, and is allegedly open to doing role play and other fantasy work, it's really a blurry line between consensual and dangerous. It's just such a blurry line. But here's the bigger picture. You have men right now going out of their way to say, listen, don't mess with Snowbunny such as Umar Johnson. And while yes, we do know that this situation is a classic storybook example of how black men in the past have been ruined, false rape accusations have been going on pretty much since the beginning of American history. But let's be honest, there are also black women who can still be detrimental to black men. So I'm not just going to say it's about ignoring white women and then black men are going to be okay. No, it's deeper than that. Ultimately, a man with resources especially has a lot of risk sleeping with prostitutes and IG models. I mean, I know that kind of lifestyle can be glamorized and at times even presented as having less risk than actually marrying, and literally, God has been warning men all the way back to biblical times that there is a lot of issues associated with dealing with prostitutes. Like, it's not a good look. The thing is, dudes be forgetting that they are not always sleeping with women. Some of these dudes are out here literally sleeping with whole demons. Hyenas, women with evil spirits, females with evil spirits, however y'all want to put it. But literal demons. I mean, there are actually ladies out here who will use prostitution to engage in witchcraft. Like, they'll actually do spiritual practices behind closed doors before they get with their clients or after they get with their clients to do all kinds of dark magic. They'll use love potions. Some of these ladies will spike the man's food or drink and try to do different seances and stuff. And they'll take the semen and offer it up to their deities. Like they do weird stuff. Like, it's real out there. So, like I said, it's not like these men are just sleeping with IG models and they're leaving and there's no imprint. Some of these ladies are whole demons, okay? Or they're worshiping them. So, like, I mean, that's the problem, y'all. There are some crazy ladies out there. And while I'm not saying this is necessarily the case for his accuser, we just don't know. These kinds of situations do speak to the vulnerability that men are in when they go sleeping around and when they're basically doing what God says that you shouldn't be doing since, like, thousands of years at this point. All it takes is one woman to ruin your life. Now, how do you find a good woman? Well, I mean, a prudent wife is actually a gift from God, honestly. Like, you can't pull them out of the sky. A man has to be directed to hit a woman a man has to be directed to his wife from the Most High. Like, it is truly a blessing from God. But I do believe a man who is serious about positioning himself to find a woman is a lot more likely to meet her, or at least recognize her when she comes, than a man who is just simply engaging with IG models, dealing with prostitute energy, and like not really looking for something serious. At that point, you're not even in the ballpark to attract a wife or a woman of that caliber. And if you spend all your time dealing with prostitutes, you just can't be surprised when you run into some demons. But anyways, y'all, that's what I got. What y'all think about this whole situation? Hopefully the truth comes out. It's just a mess. And it's better to just avoid this situation entirely versus trying to figure out he said, she said.